Episode 57. This episode of Everforward Radio is brought to you by Bayer Performance Nutrition. Bayer Performance Nutrition knows that the workout supplements you take can make a huge difference in your routine. Whether it's focusing on specific nutrients or filling in the gaps in your otherwise healthy diet, they can give you the solid nutritional foundation for your healthy body goals. BPN's formulas do not use any competition-banned substances and are dosed appropriately according to current peer-reviewed literature. So if you're looking for a workout supplement you can trust, head to bpnsups.com. That's bpnsups.com and use code EVERFORWARD at checkout to save 10% off of each and every purchase. Welcome back, everyone. I am your host, Chase Chewning, and this is your weekly source for inspiring content from people who are putting a purpose to their passion and truly living a life ever forward. This is Everforward Radio. Friends, family, Everforward Nation, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another kick-ass episode. I am loving these twice-a-week episodes now. Not only am I getting incredible feedback that you guys are receiving this, that you actually, can make time for even more content in your life, but man, I think getting more involved with these solo episodes is just reigniting a fire, reigniting a passion of mine to just level up this podcast beyond belief in 2018. Now, before we kind of dive into the meat of this episode, this is going to include some announcements and some rants of my own, but all with good intent and good purpose. And hopefully, ideally, you will be able to click done with this episode, step off the treadmill, arrive at your destination during your commute, and walk away with some tangible little nugget, with some updates of what is going on behind the scenes here at Everforward and Everforward Radio, and then everything else that we do as a brand, but also just some little insights, Chase's words of wisdom as he gets really focused and really stemmed out after having way too much caffeine today. Speaking of, I'm working on my second cup of coffee today. I actually had a cold brew this morning. Well, no, I take it back. I lied, Chase. When I don't get my Compass Coffee cold brew, which is hands down my absolute favorite cup of coffee, the best nitro cold brew I have ever had in my entire life. They are a locally owned and operated coffee shop here in DC. They have about 4 or 5 locations, I think. They might even have more. I know they just opened up a couple. They're here in DC. They're actually founded and owned by 2 incredible veterans, 2 ex-Marines that just, I don't know how they do it, man, but they make my perfect cup of coffee. So if you're ever in the Northern Virginia area, Washington, DC, make sure you go find a Compass Coffee. Get yourself a nitro. You will not be disappointed. Since we moved late last year, the area of DC we live in now, there are no Compass as close to me as there were before. So when I was taking Nell out for our little morning walk, I walked down to the local Starbucks, and man, they've been out of cold brew for, I think, 2 weeks now. And they're like, oh, we can make you an iced coffee, put a shot in it. I'm like, it's not really the same thing, but that's okay. So I'm walking back, drinking my iced coffee, knocked out a bunch of email and work this morning. And right now I'm sipping on my second cup. It's about 11:45, so I'm doing okay for my caffeine cutoff time. And I'm sipping on my Lion's Mane, this 4 Sigmatic incredible brew here in my cup. This stuff is amazing because, as I might have shared with you all here, as of late, I've been trying to dial down my caffeine intake a little bit because I can just tell that it's been taking a lot more caffeine to give me the same effect. So I've been going from a large to a medium. Instead of getting 2 shots in my cold brew, I've been just getting 1 shot. So instead of going black eye, I'm getting a red eye. And then, I have a hard cutoff time of 2 o'clock. I might have a decaf later on, but, 2 p.m. is my cutoff time for caffeine. And like I said, right now, close to noon, sipping on my Lion's Mane Chaga mushroom mix from 4 Sigmatic. I love this stuff because it's easy on my stomach, and it has actually a lower dose caffeine than a normal cup of coffee. So I can still get that focus, that cognitive enhancement from the Lion's Mane and the Chaga to just help me dial into my work. But I don't have to get those eye twitches and just start tweaking out, So on my little coffee break here, we're going to dive into this week's review from iTunes, okay? So again, if you're an iTunes user, if you're an iPhone user, please go ahead and leave us a review. Tap those 5 stars, give us a 5-star rating and review. And I do my best each week to scroll through reviews and just give a shout out on air. Okay, so this week's review is coming from user Jade Nalty. Title of this review is Life Changing. Jade writes, "This podcast is truly life changing. I listen to every episode while doing my morning cardio, and it completely sets a positive mindset for the day. Every interview and hearing Chase's wise words of wisdom has completely altered my negative views on myself and others. I am learning to live my life ever forward. If you are ready to change your life, please subscribe to Ever Forward Radio. I highly recommend listening to Andrea Owen's episode in order to transform your mind into thinking how you are in charge of your life. Thank you, Chase, and I cannot wait to hear more from you." Jade, thank you. Thank you. That is what it's all about. It is about sharing these people's stories, sharing their obstacles, sharing their successes in hopes that you can grab hold of something from that message, connect it into your life to help you live your life ever forward, to help you through these obstacles and to be as successful and prosperous as possible. So Jade, thank you for leaving that message. And she's referring to I'm assuming you're a she, Jade, we'll just say Jade. Jade is referring to episode 48. That was How to Stop Feeling Like Shit with Andrea Owen. Andrea was an incredible guest. Her story was it just kept going from bad to worse. And somehow, man, she just pulled herself through it all. She is just kicking ass today. She's a phenomenal coach, 2-time author. That's actually the title of her most recent book that we discussed, How to Stop Feeling Like Shit. Again, if you want to listen to that, it is just so overwhelming and so amazing to see what one human being can suffer and become even better for. That's, again, episode 48. All right, so before I share with you guys the real reason for this episode, it's going to be kind of a mini episode. I wanted to get back on and do a solo podcast. I'm going to kind of spread out these guests so you guys can get a little bit of insight from other incredible people in the world, but also, get to know your host a little bit more, get to know the man behind the mic, and hopefully I can share something like Jade was saying, drop some words of wisdom, hopefully. But if you are listening to this and you're not local to DC, which most of you are not, actually a fair amount of you are. DC, I think it's the second, if not third most listened to city here in the States for sure of Ever Forward Radio. And so if you are in Ohio or if you are in Southern California, stay tuned because I'm going to be in your area soon. So first up, we have the Arnold, the 2018 Arnold Classic. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, health, fitness, wellness expos, conventions in the States, if not worldwide, every year. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Arnold, if he's not getting to the chopper, he's coming to a convention center near you. And so I've always wanted to go to the Arnold. It's been one of those things that I know so many of my listeners and so many people who are just in this fitness mindset go to every year to kind of just recharge. And either you're watching the bodybuilding show or the physique show or just making the rounds to the booths, meeting people, greeting people, shaking babies and kissing hands like my man Will Ferrell always says. But I've been wanting to go for years, and I never have. But this year, 2018, I'm not going with any sponsor. It's just going to be me floating around doing my own thing. I am in conversations with a few companies to possibly partner up and do something while we're there to kind of just share some familiar brands and experiences that you may have heard from me or the podcast, but it's still in the works. So if anything, you're just going to see me floating around like a poor, sad, lonesome soul, all right? So the Arnold is going to be in Columbus, Ohio. We'll be there March 1st through the 5th, Thursday through Monday. Now, the actual convention is that weekend. I believe it's Friday through Sunday. My flight gets in Thursday. My flight leaves Monday. So in between the convention, I'm just going to be hanging out. Of course, I got some incredible friends also going to be there. Mr. Travis S., Emily Duncan, Zach Kravitz, Nick Wright, Nick Bear, pretty much the whole Alpha team. So many people from PE Science. I'm not sure if Amanda Bucci and Brian DaCosta are going to be there this year. I haven't talked to them yet, but just off the top of my head, those are the people that I know for sure going to be there. So look for them, look for me, and hopefully we can get a workout in or snag a picture or grab some cold brew or something, okay? All right, next up in March. March is going to be busy for me in the Ever4 Nation here, okay? I'm going to be going from the Arnold, coming back home to D.C. for about a week, and then flying out the next week to San Diego. Now, for all of my other Will Ferrell friends, you get that reference. If you're new to the podcast, I apologize. Pretty much about 90% of my vernacular is going to be all Will Ferrell quotes, okay? If I'm not being serious about your health and your nutrition and your fitness and your mindset, I'm making stupid Will Ferrell jokes. So I'm going to be headed out. I actually was invited out to the Fitness Business Summit 2018. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, then you should know who Bedros Kilian is. And I may be butchering his name. Bedros, I'm so sorry. But him and I have actually been playing email tag for months now to have him on the podcast. But Bedros is he's one of the most successful, one of the most influential fitness entrepreneurs today. He is the founder and CEO of the Fit Body Bootcamp, one of the most successful fitness franchises in the States. He is just an incredible guy, incredible businessman. He has an incredible podcast, a brand, and he just does incredible work. Chase, let's see how many times you can say incredible. But Bedros is actually pulling together the Fitness Business Summit 2018. He does this year after year in San Diego. And I was actually invited out. Ever Forward Radio was invited out to be part of the media coverage team. So once I stopped jumping up and down and being excited like a little schoolgirl, I got my life together. I got my plans together, and I'm going to be staying actually with a good friend of mine and one of your most favorited episodes, Mr. Zach Rushlow, the flexible dieting lifestyle man himself. Him and his team, we're going to be housing together in San Diego. We're going to be enjoying the city. We're going to be enjoying the summit. And I will be kind of behind the scenes a little bit more so, being able to hopefully get some more exclusive interviews from some familiar names that have already been on the podcast, but definitely some others that I just know are going to be amazing guests and bring you invaluable content. So stay tuned. If you're in San Diego that weekend of March 15th through the 18th, I'll be flying out on Sunday the 18th, but I'm going to be in there, working the event on the 16th and 17th for sure, but hopefully I'll have some free time to kind of explore the city, meet some people again, take me to your local cold brew, take me to your local donut shop, maybe get a workout in. We'll see. But looking forward to meeting people in both Columbus and San Diego. Okay, one other announcement I want to share with you before I unveil the big one, the big announcement, one of the most exciting things that I'm putting together right now that I cannot wait to share with you all. I want to talk about a new offering that we're sharing through the podcast and predominantly through the Everforward Coach users and clients. Now, if you're listening to this, it means that you find value in connecting with like-minded people. Like I always say, my audience is amazing. The people who are a part of the Everforward community are such incredible people because they recognize that it's not all about them, that you have to continuously put in the work. You have to continuously stay a student of life, expanding and growing your mind, your body, your relationships, your net worth, and, your network is your net worth, your people that surround you. In every way, shape, or form, you strive to live a life ever forward every day. And it is amazing that this podcast can help you do that because it helps me. Talking with these people, creating this content, honestly, I do it. I did it for me because it is what I needed in my life. And now I'm in a position that I can provide this platform for others to grow as it helps me grow in the same time. So in efforts to just bring you even more content, to bring you even more ways to challenge yourself, to provoke your mind, to provoke your body, to ask yourself, what am I doing more than yesterday? How can I grow? Who are the thought leaders in the industry? Who can I connect with? Who can I seek to mentor, to be a mentee of? Just asking yourself, what does it take to grow, to be a better person, to truly just wake up every day and want to be better than the last? So keeping that in mind, I've curated what is called the Everforward lifestyle. Now, this was originally launched as an offering, as an expanded offering through our app, Everforward Coach, as a subscription service for people who are already using the app but wanted to kind of just level up a little bit more but didn't quite need any expanded coaching services. They already know what it takes, but they just are so fine-tuned with their self-accountability that the Health Tracker app provides them that service. But you know what, there's definitely value to be had in challenging yourself. And we're doing that. We're offering in-app exclusive challenges, in-app exclusive giveaways. We're going to be doing monthly newsletters, recipes, exclusive content. I'll even be providing a way for you all to ask your questions to be launched on a podcast episode here. We'll be doing one a month where it's only going to be available to members of the Everforward Lifestyle. Only members will be able to ask questions. And this is just going to be another way that we can help keep pushing the envelope, keep providing you content, keep helping you grow, helping us grow at the same time. And this is going to be an exclusive offering. We have limited spots open because this does take up bandwidth, technologically speaking, on the app side. So we are offering this to a limited group of people. So if you are interested, I'm going to have a direct link for this in the show notes below. All you need to do is click on that in your phone. You'll be sent a link to download and connect with me through the app. If you already have EF Coach, all you need to do to get started is open up the app, tap on the profile icon on the bottom of your screen, and then in the upper left corner, hit edit. And once the edit option opens up, you're going to enter a code, and that code is EFL, Echo Foxtrot Lima, for all my military brothers and sisters out there. So what this will do is put you in the private community. This will automatically sync you up with the monthly challenge, and from that leaderboard, we'll be choosing winners for our monthly giveaways. Now, like I said, if you do not have the app, simply just tap the link below for the show notes. It will directly take you to it. You will be synced up for this community. Or if you already do have EF Coach, just enter that code in the profile option. Don't enter it as a coach code. You need to go to your profile and edit that code. It's code EFL. Now, this is in a membership subscription service. This is for cost. It is very, very low entry. We've marked it at an incredible value of only $9.99 a month. And this is going to be just, again, like I said, an exclusive way to just level up your experience, level up your engagement of the podcast, of the coaching, of just Everforward as a whole. And also as a way for these select people to ask their questions, to engage with us in a whole new way that if we just opened it up, unfortunately, to the masses, we would never be able to serve you guys and girls. We would never be able to just effectively reach all of you. So we wanted to just kind of just bottleneck this a little bit so that we could provide specific value to specific people on a specific timeline. All right, so we've gotten through the iTunes review of the week. We've gotten through the shameless sponsor plug of Four Sigmatic. We've gotten through the Everforward Lifestyle Community Subscription Program. We've gotten through the announcements of this live event we're putting together. You know where and when I'm going to be. You know when and where to come find the Everforward man behind the microphone here. Looking forward to connecting and engaging with as many of you possible, okay? If you're in the Columbus, Ohio area, San Diego, California area in the coming about 30 days, please, please, please hit me up, DM me on Instagram. You can connect with us here on the podcast. Shoot me an email at info@everforwardradio.com. Looking forward to just meeting and greeting all day, day. All right. Now, here's the moment I've been waiting to share since I decided to come on and start talking announcements. Kind of inspired by one of my favorite podcasters, one of my favorite health and wellness, fitness, nutrition experts, a personal mentor of mine. Sean, I'll call you a mentor. We've only met a couple times, actually physically in person once, but a podcast mentor of mine, Sean Stevenson, the host of the Model Health Show, one of my absolute all-time favorite podcasts. Actually, one of the podcasts, one of the guys, one of the platforms that inspired me and motivated me to launch this podcast. So, Sean, if you're listening, man, thank you. But he, from time to time, will go around the country and do live events, host kind of live Q&As, and just, connect with you, the audience, and bring you just a different version of himself and bring you a different way to just be a part of the experience, be a part of the show. And I want to do that for you. I want to bring Everforward to the people. Now, a lot of you may be listening and you may not know that Everforward is so much more than just Everforward Radio. Everforward is a brand that is in my family, that was originally founded by my brother, Max Chewning, several years ago with Everforward Apparel. And from there, we have just grown it to the podcast, to the coaching business. And now we're taking it a step further and getting some experience in growing our charitable actions by being able to expand upon current platforms. But, a big part of what Everforward does is give back to the community, and that's by working one-on-one with people. That's by charitable donations. My brother is just year after year does some incredible work by donating a portion of his profits from the apparel line to the ALS Association. For those of you who may not be familiar, ALS is the disease, the terminal illness, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, that took our father's life back in 2005. So it's a very near and dear cause to my family. So what I'm beginning to put together, now I don't have an exact date or location for you yet, but I am talking with a few local places here in the DC, Northern Virginia area of hosting a live event. I haven't quite come up with a really cool, catchy title yet, but it is just going to be basically bringing you together. If you're a listener of the podcast, if you are a user of our app, EF Coach, if you are one of our Everforward Coach clients, if you have bought a t-shirt, if you bought some stretchy pants, if you have just found value in any way from anything that Everforward brings to the table, this is going to be no different. This is going to be even more better because you get to be involved. You will be able to join us. You will be able to ask your questions. You will be able to engage with the Everforward team in a way that we just have not done before. So I will be coordinating this event. I will be announcing all the details soon, but expect it within the next about 60 days. The charity event that I want these proceeds to go to is in early May. And so I want to have this event done, all the donations in, and we can get everything submitted to this charity organization's charity event by their deadline of early May. So keep your calendars open for early to mid-April. This will be here either directly in Washington, D.C. or the immediate surrounding Northern Virginia metropolitan area. Now, like I said, this is going to be kind of a mini episode. Basically just been sharing some updates and announcements and travel plans with you all, but I would like to leave you with a little bit of a tangible something to kind of just ponder and think about. And I want to talk about setting expectations. Expectations with yourself, but more importantly, expectations with those around you. The people that you allow in your life, the people that you choose to engage with, to ignore, to table, to screen their phone calls. Every day you wake up and you make a choice. You make a choice to get out of bed. You make a choice to go into work. You make a choice to not go into work. You make choices every waking second of your day. And whether you realize it or not, when you engage with another person, whether it's through casual conversation at the water cooler at work, through sending an email, a text message, social media, when you reach out or respond to someone else, you are making a choice to share your time, to share your energy with them. And something that I'm currently working through is really having some hard conversations with myself and evaluating these engagements, evaluating these people, these friends, these acquaintances, and what they are bringing to my life. For so long, I've been the person that just gives and gives and gives and pours out of my cup into the seemingly empty cup of so many others. And it's kind of reached a peak. I don't know, maybe I'm just now that I'm getting older, or I just have so much more going on in my life that I have to take a step back and I have to have these systems and evaluation processes, or else I'm just going to drive myself crazy. But really taking inventory of the people in your life and just simply reflecting upon, okay, when's the last time we went out? Why did we go out? Who else were we with? What were we doing? What is the common denominator in these engagements? Are you only interacting with these people at a certain time, on certain days, during certain events? Are you just weekend friends and you try to just make up for it during the week by shooting a friendly text? Don't be that person that's just like, oh my God, yes, we should totally get dinner. And then you never do, okay? You are sharing your energy. You are giving away precious, valuable time and energy to people that may not be reciprocating. But I'm also here to tell you that that's okay. Certain people just will be able to move on better. This may sound harsh. They will be able to better move on in their life without you. You may be able to push forward. You may be able to grow in a way that you never even thought possible by reducing or even eliminating some of these people or acquaintances or times or locations in your life. So my challenge for you all today is to just really take a look at the people around you. The famous Jim Rohn quote is, "You are the average of the 5 people around you." If you feel like your average is decreasing, or if you feel like your average is not what it should or could be, I challenge you to look around you. To the people to the left or to the right of you, to the people that no matter the occasion will always hit you up or will always reschedule or will always put you above themselves. Those are the people that you need to keep in your life. And those are also the people that you need to return the favor. But go back to the cup analogy I said earlier. Look at the people you hang out with the most, your friends, your family, your acquaintances, your coworkers, your peers, your subordinates, your seniors. Look at their imaginary cups. Do they only get filled from yours? And then look at yours. Who is filling your cup up the most? Is it you? Is it one person? Is it a group of people? Maybe it's one person that you're taking advantage of. Maybe it's one person that you're taking and not giving. Just take note. Have this objective perspective of the people in your life, because once you gain clarity on who you are giving to and whom is taking from you, it's an amazing realization. You are going to align your energy, you are going to align your time in such a better and different way that I wouldn't be surprised if so many other things in your life became so much easier or completely unnecessary, because you are giving to the right people. You are allocating the right amount of time. You are going to the right places, and you don't have to worry if your cup gets low, because you will be surrounding yourself with people that are going to make sure yours always stays filled. I hope you guys have found value in this message. I hope that you truly take a second or a few minutes to kind of just reflect upon this message and think about these people in your life and, who are you giving to and who is taking from you, and do a little cleanup, maybe go through your Instagram, go through your Facebook, stop following some people. It's sad to say that may rub some people the wrong way these days, but you know what? I promise you, a slightly difficult conversation now is going to make way for some of the best conversations later. That's going to be a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for listening. And again, I'm looking forward to engaging with you all so much, whether it's in Ohio, whether it's in California, or in the event we're going to be hosting here in DC, Northern Virginia area very, very soon. Stay tuned. And again, all the details for the Everforward Lifestyle Program and the EF Coach app are linked down below. Go ahead and connect with me there. It's me, and I have a team of incredible 7 other coaches all over the U.S. that are here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. I hope you have an amazing day. Looking forward to connecting with you again next week on the podcast. Thank you all so much for joining me again this week. I truly hope that you have enjoyed this episode and its message. If you have found value in Everforward Radio, I would greatly appreciate you subscribing to the podcast, as well as taking just a few seconds and leaving it a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. This is the best way to make sure our message continues to reach others. Thanks again, and I hope that this content helps you live a life ever forward.